Where diverse minds unite and ideas ignite, the future begins to take shape. It gives an immense delight in welcoming everyone gathered here to the International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Communication Technologies 2025, organized by Faculty of Computer Science, Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College in collaboration with Curtin University, Malaysia.
Let us begin this gathering with a moment of respect and togetherness. As we cherish this occasion, I request everyone to rise for the prayer song.
நீராடும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலகர் வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you all. The welcome address offers a moment of reflection and anticipation for the journey ahead. It is with great honor I would like to request Dr. F. Mary Magdalene Jane, ma'am, Dean Faculty of Computer Science, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning. Good morning. It is my distinct pleasure to extend a warm welcome to the esteemed gathering for the International Conference on Computational Intelligence with Communication Technologies 2025. On behalf of the management, director, principal, and faculty team, we extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to the distinguished Professor Dr. Wong Wei Kit, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Curtin University, Malaysia, who brings to our campus the wealth of knowledge and expertise from the prestigious Curtin University. His commitment to education and outreach has reached out to many students, nurturing a new generation of tech enthusiasts. We welcome you, sir. We extend our gratitude to our most respected chairman, Dr. Nalaji Palaniswamy, and Madam Secretary, Dr. Taumani D. Palaniswamy, who are tireless supporters of academic excellence and who continuously inspires us to strive harder. It's my pleasure to welcome Director Academics, Dr. Ramamurthy, who has been instrumental in initiating the MOU with Curtin University, Malaysia. Welcome, sir. A warm welcome to our beloved principal, Dr. S. Saravanan, who has set the pace for this endeavor and has been our guiding force. Welcome you, sir. We extend our heartiest welcome to the keynote speakers who will be joining us soon. Mr. Gauri Shankar Vishwanathan, founder, Emerger Technologies, Texas, United States. Mr. Pandian Adiyapadam, Assistant Vice President, Cognizant, Chennai. Dr. Shivaraman Ishwaran, Senior Lecturer, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Curtin University, Malaysia. We would like to welcome the session chairs, Dr. R.K. Kavita, Assistant Professor, Kumaraguru College of Technology, Dr. A. Saravanan, Associate Professor, Coimbatore Institute of Technology. Dr. E. K. Girisan, Associate Professor and Dean, Sri Krishna Aditya College of Arts and Science. I welcome the presenters and participants who have contributed their research work for the conference. We have received 178 papers from various states and few countries. The acceptance rate is 76%. We would like to welcome the delegates from ICT Academy and Analytics Society of India. I welcome the conveners, Dr. S. Uma and Dr. M. Rati, and the heads of all departments for the conference. I welcome our dear faculty team and dear students. Once again, I cordially welcome all the members who have graciously given their time for this event. We do hope you find this event fruitful for your career, for knowledge, and for the benefit of humankind. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lighting the lamp symbolizes the dawn of today's event, where ideas ignite and possibilities unfold. To illuminate this gathering with a collective spirit, I request our chief guest and all the dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp. Thank you, dignitaries.
It is with great respect that I request our esteemed Director Academics, Professor Dr. K. Ramamurthy, sir, to honor our chief guest, Dr. Wong Wei Kit, by adorning the shawl as an acknowledgement to their remarkable contribution and leadership. Thank you, sir.
Memento marks a pivotal step as a start of a journey that leaves a lasting memory. It is with great privilege that I request our esteemed principal, Professor Dr. S. Saravanan, sir, to present the memento to our chief guest as a gesture of gratitude. Thank you, sir.
With exceptional leadership and insight and unparalleled expertise and foresight, the speaker of today's presidential address illuminates the way forward, empowering us all to reach new heights. With profound pleasure, I would like to invite Professor Dr. K. Ramamurthy, sir, Director Academics, to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning. The most respected chief guest of today's conference, Dr. Wong Wing Kit, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Curtin University, Malaysia. My dear good friend, Dr. Saravanan, Principal of this college, Dean, Head of the Departments, various Deans of various departments, Head of the Departments, colleagues, students, friends, dear participants. Warm welcome once again to all. Especially I would like to join with our Dean in welcoming the chief guest of today's conference. In fact, I am delighted to participate in this wonderful conference, international conference, which is being organized today on computational intelligence and communication technologies. Every year, the Department of Computer Science or Faculty of Computer Science of our college used to organize, the first week of January used to organize this international conference with eminent and experts from different countries. This is because everybody knows that you are all in the advanced developmental stage. For example, 6 months back, one technology is coming into the market, then within 6 months it will become obsolete. That becomes old. The new technology is pouring into market like anything in recent past. Yes, yesterday I was talking about this pre-conference meeting, no? The gestation period, I talked about the gestation period, no? See, earlier it took 1 year or 6 months time to introduce a particular technology, more than 1 year sometimes. But now it is only 3 days, 4 days, everybody introducing new technologies. The world is moving very fast. At this juncture, I would like to tell you one thing. If time permits, not time permits, but every student should read one book called Future Shock, written by Alvin Toffler in the year 1960. You may ask me, sir, it has been written in the year 1960, why we have to read in the 2024 after 64 years? Whatever the technology or changes he predicted in 1960 come true today. On the 1960 itself, he told that the world is moving very fast. The speed at which the world is moving is not the introduction of the technology or the changes taking place, no, it is so fast. He quotes each and every aspects, how the population is growing, how the technology is growing, how the power consumption is growing, how the new ideas are coming into the market, how many books are published, how many articles are published like this. He has given a lot of information. You must go through that book. He has written only 3 books. But this future shock, no, it is really, I mean it, the future going to be the shock for everyone unless otherwise we adapt to the changes. The speed at which the changes is coming into in our life, no, that is the enormous speed it is coming, but we have to face it. Another point I would like to tell you that now everybody talked about the Python. 6 months back, everybody talked about Python. Now everybody talking about the AI, artificial intelligence. Even we do not know what's going to happen in future after introduction of this AI. Everybody telling that the human brains will be, technology will going to replace the human brains, or it going to surpass the human knowledge and human thinking capacity, no, after introduction of this AI. AI it does everything. Whatever field you choose, the AI can be introduced. Even recent time, the All India Council for Technical Education, you know that it is the apex body of regulating the technical education in India. It says that it mailed to all the institutions that AI must be introduced in all the domains, all the subjects. Then AICT, one step ahead, he said that the AI celebrations has to be conducted, AI weeks to be celebrated. Like this, the AI going to sweep the life of our human beings. You know that the robotics you take. Now the robotics are it is a buzzword everywhere, no? Even the drones, robotics, everybody talking about all these things. So robotic in the sense, one thing you must understand that, sir, if I read only one particular topic, will it be sufficient for me? Definitely it is not going to be sufficient. Why? Because you must have the multi-skilled personality. You must have the multi-skill. You must have all the knowledge in all the areas. That is most important. Why? Because you take the robotics. Robotics, mechanical engineering also there, electrical engineering also there, it is involvement of electronics is there, then it is involvement of mechatronics is there, then computer science is there. Like this, all the knowledge should be integrated, then we can develop the robotics. So you must have the multi-skilling personality, you must have the different multi-subject knowledge you must have to develop certain technologies. Even 3, 5, 10 years back, everybody was talking about the blockchain. Now it is an ordinary technology now. Then after that, Python. Now everybody talking about AI. I tell you, this will never change. The change is permanent. Only the thing is, you must adapt to the change. The change inevitable. தமிழில் ஒரு வார்த்தை இருக்கு, பழையன கழிதலும் புதியன புகுதலும் மரபு. That is what we call it a change. Change is inevitable. The change, we have to change before change warrants, which means we have to change ourselves. Otherwise, we cannot survive in this world. One thing, another point I would like to tell you. See, what is the difference between the education system in our India than Western countries? Only simple thing is, we are good at education, we are not inferior to any country, but only the thing is, the work style of working now, that is totally different. Our working style is totally different. If you take the IIT student or IIM student, what is the difference between the IIT, IIM and the students and compare with us? The working style. The book what you read, the same book the IIT students also reading. The articles what you read, the same article read by the IIT students also. But only the thing is, working style makes the difference. In foreign countries, the syllabus, whatever syllabus you read here, they are reading only lesser than you. But the thing is, they work more than you. Their skill-oriented subjects are more. Their practical-oriented subjects are more. Whereas we are theoretical-oriented. That is what the difference makes. That is why when you go abroad for the higher studies, abroad degrees are giving edge over your Indian degrees. Only because they know the practical aspects, we know only theoretical knowledge. So you must upgrade your skill. Sir, I am upgrading my skill, I am doing everything, then what is the use? Again, the employment rates are coming down, and then unemployment problem is there, everything is there. Sir, how I can equip myself? One thing, when you equip yourself, when you are skillful, definitely industry will take you. You will have the bright future. One thing I tell you. Have ever you heard about the book called India at 100? That in 2047. India at 100, 2047. Have you heard about this book? Have anybody ever heard this book? This book is written by one professor called Krishnamurthy Subramaniam from the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. What he has written now, in 2047, anybody knows about the current economic level of India? In what position we are in world level? What is our position? 5th largest economy, correct? Correct? 5th largest economy. Our economy is, GDP is $3.26 trillion. $3.26 trillion. How he predicted now? In 100, India at 100 means 2047. After getting independence, after 100 years of independence, India's GDP going to be, can you imagine? $55 trillion. The current US economy is $23 trillion. China is $18 trillion. Indian economy is $3.26 trillion. Whereas at 2047, after getting independence, 100 years after getting the independence, the India going to be the $55 trillion. India can grow at 8% per annum. If it grows 8% per annum in 2047, India going to achieve $55 trillion, going to be the superpower of the world, which means you are the future. India having the bright future, you are all part of that. Only the thing is, we have to contribute for that, we have to use that. That is more important. We have to take part in that development. So you are having the very bright future. Don't discourage yourself, but you are having the very good, excellent future for India as well as for you. If India grows, we are growing. When we grow, India grows. So with this, I congratulate the organizers for having thought of this wonderful program and which is being arranged today. Then I requested our Dean Madam to conduct this particular international seminar in the first week of January every year. The last year also they have conducted it. This year also they are conducting it. Then every year I requested her to conduct in the same period, first week of January. This international conference should be conducted every year so that it should be the benchmark program for each and every one of us, not only in a year, but it should be a benchmark institution for in and around Coimbatore, if not in India. So with this, I once again thank the chief guests and guest speakers. Then Gauri Shankar Vishwanathan from Emergence Technologies LLC from Texas University, Texas United States, and then Pondian from Cognizant Chennai, then other dignitaries for having accepted an invitation and come over here to share their knowledge. Thank you very much. I congratulate the organizers at this juncture. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your profound insights with us. As an acknowledgement reflecting the culmination of hard work, collaboration, and dedication that has gone into creating this valuable compilation, it is with great pleasure I request our guest of honor, Dr. Wong Wei Kit, to officially release the seminar proceedings, International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Communication Technologies, received by our esteemed Professor, Dr. K. Ramamurthy, sir, Director, Academics, and all the dignitaries on dais. Thank you, dignitaries.
Being the catalyst of change and the spark for innovation, I feel delighted in inviting Professor Dr. S. Saravanan, sir, Principal Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College, to expertise us with the felicitation address.
Respected chief guest of today's seminar, Professor Wong Kit, Director Academics, Dr. Ramamurthy sir, Dean, Computer Science, staff members, student friends, good morning to all. If you take today's international conference, I have two concepts with me. I took it from the title itself. One is communication technologies, I take it first. Another one is computational intelligence. What is the special in this two words? If you take the previous history and development of the technology and intelligence. If you take the communication technology, right from today, if you take 500 years back, when Mughals were ruled in India, one Mughal's king, wife was pregnant. Those time one astrologer said, when she going to deliver a baby, she should not be in the palace. She should be somewhere else. If she is with you, there are some bad omens will happen. So she must be separated from you. So she has to kept away from here. The city called Fatehpur Sikri. City called Fatehpur Sikri. From Agra to Fatehpur Sikri, almost 50 to 55 kilometers, she separated. But the king was very curious to know about the delivery of his wife. So that what he did, he made some arrangement. Arrangement in the sense, from Agra port to Fatehpur Sikri port, he made an arrangement. That arrangement is, he kept drums in certain intervals. Drums in the certain intervals means 1 kilometer once there was one drums man from Agra port to Fatehpur Sikri. So what is the arrangement is that once the baby is born, the person in Fatehpur Sikri beat the drum. The drum sound comes to the next person, then everyone beat the drum. Finally, the drum sound comes to the king's place. So now he can able to understand the baby is born. That's it. So if you take, he made a huge arrangement for knowing the delivery, but after delivery, he had a doubt. The doubt is that either he has boy or a girl, both are alive or not, both are safe or not, he don't know nothing. So if you take, for a king, communicating one place to other place isn't such a difficult task in 500 years back. But you take right now, how much amount of communication technology is developed, now we are connecting our mobile phone to the satellites. Now we are connecting our mobile phone to the satellites. So such amount of technological development happen in communication aspects. And you take another one called computational intelligence. Again you take intelligence, just you take the word called intelligence. Before 1980s, or before you even take 1970s, intelligence in the sense that is assets of human. Intelligence word, if you take, that's assets of human, that is dealt by psychiatrists. Intelligence, it's dealt by psychiatrists. The assets of human. But now, that intelligence move from human to machine. Please note that intelligence move from human to machine with the help of the data what we have and with the help of what type of algorithm we developed. So you can take two keywords here. This 21st century filled with so much of data and algorithms. So what type of data you possess and what type of algorithm you developed and how you are going to make this data and algorithm, the system works for you. So here, you make the system as intelligent and make the system to work for you. So this is the development happen in 21st century. One more thing I want to insist here, our directors have rightly pointed out that if you are a computer science students, please note, you don't be specialist or don't be depend only in computer science. You must have multidisciplinary approach in all the aspects. Because this intelligence not stopped in computer science alone. Because the intelligence or the algorithms penetrated to the biological science, penetrated to the mathematics, penetrated to the management, penetrated to the banking, whatnot. All the areas, the data and algorithm penetrated. The intelligence penetrated. Now, the human intelligence transfers the system works for you. So that with this, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Today you have wonderful guests with you. You can get so many ideas in technological aspects in both these dimensions. So at the end of the day, definitely you can have some fruitful take-home message in this conference. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for delineating the significance of computational intelligence.
The journey of progress starts with the spark of inspiration and is fueled by determination. With sincere delight, I would like to request Dr. M. Rati ma'am, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Technology, to introduce our chief guest to the gathering.
Good morning to one and all present here. We are deeply honored to welcome Dr. Wong Wei Kit, Associate Professor in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at Curtin University, Malaysia, as the distinguished chief guest for today's function. It's truly a privilege to introduce such an esteemed individual. Dr. Wong's illustrious academic journey began at University Malaysia Sabah, where he completed his undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral studies. A professional engineer registered with the Malaysian Board of Engineers, he has established himself as a leading researcher with over 50 impactful publications and more than 50 influential presentations at prestigious conferences. His expertise spans diverse areas including IoT, machine learning, green energy, advanced optimization techniques, reflecting his unwavering commitment to innovation and sustainability. As both principal investigator and co-investigator, Dr. Wong has secured research funding exceeding Malaysian ringgit 42 million. His projects cover a broad spectrum of cutting-edge domains, including real-time algae density monitoring, vision-based malware detection, wearable sensor technology, fetal health modeling, blockchain applications in smart farming, and fake image detection. Dr. Wong's achievements extend beyond research. His groundbreaking innovations, such as the WSN peat soil monitoring system and the novel time-based smart lock, have garnered gold medals at esteemed exhibitions. He has also received multiple Best Paper Awards and accolades for mentoring young innovators, notably in the 2024 China-Malaysia Youth Innovation Competition. Dr. Wong has made significant contributions through his roles on key committees, including the Board of Studies, the Industrial Advisory Committee, Industry and External Relations Committee, etc. As the program coordinator for electrical power engineering, he has been instrumental in accreditation processes and fostering continuous quality improvement initiatives. Dr. Wong is also an active contributor to community engagement, co-organizing initiatives like Tega Sarawak State Government Program to promote science and technology among the youth. His commitment to nurture the next generation of innovators is a testament to his dedication to education and societal advancement. In addition to his academic and professional endeavors, Dr. Wong holds 2 registered copyrights for his pioneering work: the digitalization of a refractometer to measure the Briggs index of produce, and the novel, secure, time-based QR smart lock system for commercial facility renting. It's a privilege to have such an accomplished and visionary individual with us today. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Wong. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Serving as a guiding light at the center of refinement, the presence of our chief guest today symbolizes the embodiment of wisdom and excellence. We feel highly privileged in requesting a guest of honor, Dr. Wong Wei Kit, to address the gathering.
Good morning. Vanakkam. I'm glad I said that right. I'd like to wish thank you to the following dignitaries: Dr. K. Ramamurthy, Director of Academics, Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College, Professor Dr. S. Saravanan, Principal of Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College, Dr. F. Mary Magdalene Jane, Dean of the Faculty of Computer Science, Dr. S. Umar and Dr. M. Ravi, the conveners of the conference. Congratulations for organizing this amazing conference. I'd just like to be sincere and tell you that I'm actually quite amazed by the dedication that was put into this conference, organizing the International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Communication Technologies. the efforts that I see and the dedication, the amount of time being poured in, the details, and the work that was contributed, the content that is contributed by the students, the staff, it amazes me. So thank you for inspiring me. I think I'll bring this spirit home to inspire our community in Miri, Sarawak. Thank you. On the topic of today, computational intelligence and communication technologies. So I think this topic is, cannot be more timely. This is the perfect time to talk about these topics. I just came back from China to deliver some workshop, and at the moment, China is trying to incorporate AI into almost every field. We're talking about education, we're talking about fintech, we're talking about business, we're talking about social science, everything. They're trying to incorporate AI. And when George Hinton created the first model of neural network, the door was open. It can never be closed. If we talk about computational intelligence and communication technologies, I think to summarize, we call it Industrial Revolution 4.0. So Industrial Revolution 2.0 brought us linear growth. There was linear growth, our life became better. And Industrial 3.0, we had polynomial growth. The growth was fast and led us to Industrial Revolution 4.0. We never had the technology to develop things until today. You know, we just talk about the amount of technology that you have in your hand, the things that you can do. Industrial 4.0 brought us exponential growth and development. So in order for us to continue to grow, especially India, I think this is the right topic, the right engine to propel our future students, current students, future entrepreneurs, future technopreneurs to go further. This is the engine. We are talking about Industrial Revolution 4.0. Now, I'd just like to highlight something that was in line with Professor Ramamurthy and Dr. S. Saravanan's speech. Industrial Revolution 4.0, AI, communication, quantum computing, all these kind of things. We talk about the advantages every time. In every conference, we've talked about the advantages, the benefits, and how this will be the drive growth for a lot of countries. India and also Malaysia, all over the world. But it can be disruptive. Think about what is happening today. Cars do not need drivers anymore. Cars do not need taxis. Basically are replaced by a social app, call it the e-hailing. Think about how machines will be replacing humans. And I like to urge the future entrepreneurs or the future scientists on the floor to think about how we can use AI sustainably. Think about how we can use AI to better the living standard and the life of the people that we are helping today. As AI will bring us a lot of benefits, we need to govern the destructive power of AI and focus on the benefits of bringing better well-being to our country. I'd like to encourage the students. Today, we have AI, we have imaging technology, we have the driving force, deep learning, LLM technologies. But think about how a single technology will bring about another disruptive change and benefit to India. Tomorrow, nobody can be certain whose job will be replaced. There are speculations. I can't be sure that I can keep my job in another 10 years because technology is moving so fast. I'd like to end my speech with just two things. First is that we have to continue to upskill and adapt. This is the only constant that we will see. Nothing is constant. Technology changes. Today, probably we are not going to have binary technology anymore. We're going to have quantum chips. So upskilling, adapting to changes is the key to survival today. It's the key. If we fail to adapt, this will be the danger we will pose to our future generation. The second thing, I'd like to encourage the 180 plus contributors for this conference. Think about today, our conference, we talk about a lot of improving, a lot of algorithms, a lot of technology that people have talked about. We improve deep learning models, we improve algorithms. Now, in order for us here to go further and be the dominating force in computational intelligence, we need to be pioneers. I'd like to throw one challenge to the floor. So far, we've talked about improving technologies. Let us be pioneers and the dominating force. Let us be the forefront of technologies. Let us open new science field that other people can ride on. With that, I'd like to thank you once again and congratulate the committee for such an amazing and dedicated work in organizing this conference. Thank you. I'm truly impressed.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable insights and applications of AI.
As we mark the beginning of this new chapter, we acknowledge the contributions of all who have made this inaugural function possible. With great pleasure, I request Dr. S. Uma, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Pleasant greetings to one and all gathered here. On behalf of Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College, I stand before you today to extend my heartfelt gratitude and deliver a word of thanks for this memorable international conference on computational intelligence and communication technologies. First and foremost, I extend my deepest gratitude to our guest of honor, Dr. Wong Wei Kit, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Curtin University, Malaysia. Sir, your insightful presentation and wealth of knowledge you have shared with us are invaluable treasures. We are profoundly grateful for your time, effort, and enlightening words. Thank you, sir. As John F. Kennedy wisely said, we must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. With this in mind, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Nallaji Palanisamy, sir, and Madam Secretary, Dr. Dhavamani D. Palanisamy, ma'am, and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. O.T. Bhuvaneshwaran, sir, for their visionary leadership, unwavering support, and commitment to excellence. Their vision inspired us to aim higher and achieve more. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Professor Dr. K. Ramamurthy, sir, Director Academics, and Principal Dr. S. Saravanan, sir. Their passion for education and tireless efforts in creating an environment for learning and encouraging holistic development has inspired all of us. Thank you, sir. Special thanks to our Dean, Dr. Mary Magdalene Jain, ma'am, the driving force behind all of us. Your energy and dedication have truly been the backbone of this conference. Your enthusiasm motivates us to strive for greatness. Thank you, ma'am. As Henry Ford said, coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. I express my deep gratitude to heads of the departments and faculty members of FCS for their tireless efforts in making this conference a success. A special thanks to our organizing team, supporting staff, and technical team for their meticulous planning and unwavering support. Finally, I appreciate all the participants across the city, state, country, and abroad. Your active participation and valuable contributions have been the cornerstone of this conference success. In conclusion, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being a part of this special occasion. Let us continue to work together, support one another, and inspire greatness in all that we do. We hope to see you all again next year. Until then, stay connected, stay inspired, and continue to innovate. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We thank the dignitaries for gracing this occasion.
Okay, that's mine.
As the epicenter of elegance, the paragon of refinement, deserving of our utmost respect, I request our guest of honor, Dr. Wong Wickett, Senior Lecturer, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Curtin University, Malaysia, to address the gathering about the topic on advanced sensing solutions with low-cost spectral sensors.
Testing. Wow. Okay, can we just blow up the entire screen? Hello, everybody. How are you? Okay, great. All right. So I think I'm more comfortable after the formalities. I'm open to any questions. Any form of collaborations that you see on the slide, you feel like you want to ask for more information, you want to get the data, or you want to collaborate, feel free to contact me. I think Dr. Mary would have my contact number. You can contact me anytime. There is no formalities, or you can just call me Wong, all right? So it's fine. Today, I just like to present some of the stuff that I've been developing at this 2 or 3 months ago. There's a lot of projects that I like to cover because I do diverse projects. Imaging, I do sensors, I do graphene, I do a lot of things. All right, so today, I'm just going to talk about some of the things that we've been doing, and especially talking about spectral sensors, all right? So anybody here, anybody can tell me, have you heard about this term called spectral sensors? Anybody? Can you raise your hand if you've heard about this term? Spectral sensors. All right. So I'm going to be discussing what are actually spectral sensors and how we can actually utilize some of these technologies. Okay. So a bit of information. I'd just like to introduce some of the things that we're actually doing. I'm actually heading an IoT research group at Curtin. And we do some of these things, biometric. We are actually quite active in biometric technology. So biometric means I want to identify a person, okay, from saliva, from DNA, from the shape of your ear, from the textural pattern of your skin, anything that can show identity of a person, that is something that we are interested. So we've actually developed a skin-based confirmatory biometric, ear-based biometric. We are interested in anything that's biometric. And we've also just started this project, concrete battery for low-power IoT device. So when we talk about IoT, we are very worried about the energy that we're consuming. How do we store the energy? Because most of these IoT devices, whether it's land slope prediction or monitoring, you will have energy issues. It consumes a lot of energy. So we are actually building a type of concrete material that can act as a building material and store energy. So you have this wall. You can have this wall. You plug in solar, and the wall can actually store energy. So concrete itself doesn't do that. You need to mix some other materials to make it to be able to store energy. We're also doing a lot of graphene. We are doing graphene-based E. coli quantification, detecting pollution in our food. So this is something that we've started about 1 year ago. We are yet to get any decent pattern from this work. Multispectral mass and density estimation for microalgae. Wireless pit soil. Do you have a pit soil problem? In our university, we are actually surrounded by pit soil. Now what happened is, in a pit soil, if someone smokes a cigarette and throw it on the floor, the entire campus will actually burn to the ground because it will cause a forest fire. So we've actually developed a pit soil monitoring system that is mobile and wireless. This is the skin-based biometric sensor that I'm going to be discussing. And this is the IoT algae density monitoring device. Some of the accolades and the awards that we receive. I also do a lot of imaging detection. I think some of you are actually also doing imaging and malware detection. So enough about bragging about what we have done. This is just a little bit about what we do. If you'd like to collaborate, you can contact me. Now, I'd just like to open this slide with this picture. Some of us are actually interested to talk about sensors. You are doing research in sensors. Now, sensors is an amazing, very fast-paced, multidisciplinary research that you can do. It doesn't cost a lot of money, all right? It doesn't need a large hadron collider or multiple millions of investment to be able to do sensor research. All you need to do sensor research is a little bit of mathematics, a little bit of material knowledge, and a little bit of dedication. All right, so hardware-wise, you can purchase anywhere. So this is very, very good for campus like us. We don't have multi-million investment from investor to do research. So sensors become a very attractive field for us, all right, medium-sized campus. So sensors is something that we can do. Now, sensors has become highly complex. You want to detect molecules. You want to detect cancer cells. You want to detect a lot of things. It is highly complex. Therefore, we have started to employ a lot of machine learning concepts, a lot of type of models, all right? It's also highly connected. Just now we have talked about computational intelligence and communication. So it always goes hand in hand. We are actually talking about, at the moment, 5G and 6G. The researchers are already talking about 5G and 6G. What is the purpose? Because when you have sensors, you stream a lot of information. Sensors are already talking about a lot of complex materials. If you've heard about, how many of you heard about the term graphene? So graphene is one of the things that we are trying to explore. Another material that we are trying to explore is what we call perovskite. If you heard about this term called perovskite, these are the new age materials for sensor development, all right? So perovskite is basically a material that converts light into electricity, but it's very effective. Now, the fourth characteristic of sensors research today, they are highly multimodal. They often take information from multiple sensors, UAV image, from IoT sensors, whatever, and they are actually highly connected. So one of my friends, in India, we got this grant of using UAV to capture image of rice field. But that project never really took off. But these are, just to give us a picture, this is how sensors research are like today. Now, this is what we are doing specifically for spectroscopy. Spectroscopy means I like to find out in a liquid or in a certain material what is in that material. Think about water that you can get from the river, and you want to find out what is the microplastic in the river, correct? So you want to find out how much microplastic is in the river. I want to find out how much E. coli or pollution is in my water. So in order to do that, there are a couple of methods. One is what we call the optical spectroscopy. You shine a light, whatever that's absorbed, you can basically find out. You can also have this laser spectral shift. Anybody here know who is C.V. Raman? Everybody knows who is C.V. Raman. So basically, he's a Nobel Prize winner from India. And laser spectral shift. You shoot a green laser, typically 500 nanometers, and the material itself will shift, diffract the lasers. All right. So you'll be receiving multiple spectral from a single green laser. We're also actually doing a lot of bioimpedance spectroscopy. This one is not optical, but it is bioimpedance. Capacitance, inductance, and resistors in the material. We can find out what is the characteristic of that material. We are also using this for 3D printers filament detection. So 3D filament, you come in different types. You have a PLA, you have ABS. Sometimes we want to find out what is the material. So this is something that we are actually developing. Now, today I just like to talk about one type of spectroscopy, which is light spectroscopy. Now, this is what you will see in the lab. Spectroscopy comes in a form of an optical device, which is very expensive, high resolution, high range. But the thing is, you cannot carry this device to the river and automate that process to find out what is in the water. Let's say, for example, I want to find out how much microplastic is in the water. I cannot be bringing my entire device to the site. So I need a form of miniaturization. Now, this is the solution. These are what we call the optical, what we call the spectral IC. They are equivalent to what you have in your lab. If you go to the chemistry lab, they have this device. Your chemistry lab, you have this device. We have a miniaturized version we call the spectral IC. What are they? They are basically bandpass optical device that is located above a photodiode. So these filters actually enable us to capture spectral reflectance data. What can you do with it? I'm just giving you some ideas. What can you do with this? You can do liquid sensing, all right? You can do plant health monitoring, okay? So if your plant that you're planting, if your rice, your plant, any agricultural produce that you are actually having, how do you know that they are healthy? By examining how green the leaves are. So the color of the leaves give us an indication how healthy is our plants. And of course, smart home. Smart home is, we can use this type of technology for ambient sensing. Moving on. I just like to highlight two projects that I'm doing here. Maybe some of you would like to collaborate. Some of you would like to get the data from these projects. Is actually included in my paper. You can extract the data, use machine learning models to come up with your own models to predict the density. Now, algae density sensing using max programming. This is the first project I like to highlight. Second project is biometric using skin reflectance in VIS NIR range. So this is the first project, this is the second project. Essentially, Malaysia, especially our university, we receive millions of grants for just one project, which is microalgae. What are microalgae? Microalgae is basically a type of algae. It's used for a lot of superfood. It's used to absorb carbon dioxide. It's used for pollution minimization. A lot of methods, a lot of usage for microalgae. But the problem is they do not have a real-time monitoring device, and this is something that because of the direction of our dean, we started to come out with this device, IoT activated, but using spectral ICs, we're able to monitor in real time. And this is the device. I want to find out whether the person, this person's hand, who is this person? So I'm using a skin reflectance to basically identify individuals. So this is the algae pond. This is enclosed, and this is open pond. You can see that the goal is basically to create IoT device to be able to monitor the density. How much microalgae is actually in a liquid per millimeter, all right? So that is primarily what we want to find out. Now, why do we want to find out this important information? There could be disease in the microalgae. There could be lots of problems which we can actually prevent if we can monitor the algae 24 hours, 7 days a week, all right? So it's used for environmental, biomass, biofuel. So this is the keyword right now, biomass, biofuel, superfood. Algae is food and also for carbon capture. So we want to monitor 24 hours real time. Existing method consists of flow cytometry. This is some of the images that we capture. We call it the microscopy method of counting. So at the moment, if we want to find out how much algae is actually inside a small liquid container, we put it in the microscope and we count it. The problem is this is very time consuming, and we wanted to develop a real-time monitoring system. So whatever that we discuss here is actually from a publication. We also got some awards that we win only this year. I'm not able to control my device anymore. Maybe you can help me? I'm not able to. Computer is yeah, we go back to that slide. Okay, all right, this slide. So what we're trying to do is basically use the same concept, the same IC, and try to develop a algorithm that will be able to detect without actually counting. So you can actually do some research in microalgae, the counting algorithm using YOLO or whatever deep learning models, but time consuming. So we are actually trying to use the IC that we introduced and produce an instrument that can allow us to monitor this 24 hours a day. Okay, next slide. No, I can't. Huh? I think you operate from that side. Okay, next slide, Okay. So just to while they are doing some the slide issue. So this is the publication. If you want, we can give you a copy, and whatever data that we extracted from this project is actually in this paper. You can find the GitHub. We've uploaded all the information, the data in GitHub. Okay. Oh, okay. Can I give you my reinstall the latest? Oh, corrupted. Oh. Okay, sorry, a bit of a technical issue with the slide. Huh? Okay. Okay, so can I just play the video? Can you just click on it? And there's a YouTube. If not, then it's fine. I hope that it works. It's not playing? It's fine, okay. So this is the scenario which we need to calculate the density. How many cells are actually in the liquid, and we want to replace this with an automated approach, an IoT approach. So this is the what we call the hemocytometer approach using microscopy method. Next slide. Okay, this is the IC if you're interested, anybody interested to do projects like this. This is the IC, it's called AS7341. It's a 10-channel spectral sensor designed for precise color detection spectral analysis. So the range is between 450 to 1000 nanometer, sufficient for most of the biological things. Next slide. And this is the, overview of our entire projects. We wanted to do a cell count and also the mass. Okay, this is different. Cell means how many cells, how many algae cells are actually in the liquid. Mass means what is the weight, okay, in micrograms, all right? So we did the laboratory experiment where we calculated manually, and we used a deep freeze, frozen freezing method to estimate the weight of the algae. And we, at the same time, we collected the channels, all right? So we have 9 channels, okay, 9 channels where we extracted the spectral values, and from this 9 channels, we wanted to estimate how much weight, how much cell count is actually inside the device. Okay, now, just now we talked about AI, achieving non-linearity without sacrificing transparency. Now, the thing is, we as researchers, when we talk about sensors, our goal is always to make it more and more complicated. Actually, that is contradicting to the computational philosophies. What we need to do is make the model simpler as possible. So if it is something that you can use a mathematical approach to estimate, we do not try to use deep learning approach or any complex model. And this issue is what we call transparency. We want to make it as simple. The model needs to be as small as possible. Next slide. Another issue that I'd like to talk about is computation. Everybody have heard of this term called edge computing. Anybody have heard of this term called edge computing? Edge computing, where you want to put the models inside the device, not via the cloud, not via the wide area network. So in order to put AI models inside the device, the edge, we need to make our models as small, as simple as possible. I'd like to introduce you to this type of AI, the old type of AI, but most underrated type of AI. This is not called deep learning. This is not called neural network. This is called genetic programming. Now, remember that word. Your next paper next year, think about this term called genetic programming. What is so special about this term is that this type of AI doesn't generate a model, doesn't generate an embedded model. What it generates is, it generates an equation. Very important. When you talk about transparency, this is the most transparent type of AI, okay? Another term for this is what we call explainable AI. So next year, when you are actually writing a paper, consider this term called explainable AI. Sometimes in critical situations, you want your AI model to be able to be explained, not hidden. Okay, next slide. Now, just now we mentioned the term XAI. This is one of the examples that we applied for this project. It's called multiple expression programming. The interpretation is as following, okay? So normally the program, the vector will be interpreted as rows and columns, okay? So you convert your solution into rows and columns, and why we call it multiple expression is that you will be able to generate 6 equations. The lowest equation can refer to the top equations, okay? So from this, we will be able to generate not a neural network, not a deep learning, but a mathematical expression. If Albert Einstein had this, he would be able to take the data and generate E equals to mc squared, if he had this technology. But he used the observation method. So think about the science, the novelty, the equations that you can generate and create advanced knowledge and science based on explainable AI. Think about this. Think out of the box. we don't need to always use models that we cannot explain. Think about using models that we can explain. So the model will create 6 equations, each with a score, and the expression with the highest score, it could be root mean square, it could be R2, the expression with the highest score will be selected. So I'm trying to predict the mass from the spectral values, okay? Can we move on to the next slide? Now, I mentioned just now, I think this is the first time as undergraduates you will be hearing this term called genetic programming. We mentioned we wanted to estimate 2 things, which is the density and the mass, all right? So the top equation is the best model for density. Imagine I can use AI to generate knowledge and equation, all right? I can use AI to generate a new mathematical expression. Isn't this powerful? And I'd like to encourage our members of the floor students to think along this line to advance science using AI. Not only focus on deep learning, machine learning models. Okay, next slide. Another advantage is that mathematical models are easily interpreted, easily ported to real-time devices. Yesterday we had this workshop, we had a little bit of problem. ESP32, ESP8266, Arduino, whatever, all right? When you have a mathematical model, it's easily interpreted. You can be training your device, your model, based on a very complex machine, and it's difficult to interpret or to apply it on a small chip. But when you have a smaller model, this is easily done. It's just mathematics. No deep learning, no machine learning. The portability is as easy as ABC. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, consider this. Please consider this for your next project, because I firmly believe XAI, explainable AI, is the future. Can we have next slide? So this is the results that we get, all right? The R square and the root mean square error is the results. So this shows that the model that we've got has a very good performance. We use linear regression. We also compare it to whatever that we've done. If you see, as compared to linear regression, 0.9 versus 0.2, much better. Explainable AI, 0.988 versus 0.9854, 0.9974 versus linear regression. So we have improvement across all the models that we've developed, whether it's density or cell count. We have improvement. Over the bottom is the linear regression. The top is basically the approach that we use. Explainable AI. Please consider this for your next project next year, and hopefully, you can share whatever that you find in certain domains of the field. So this is the red color is basically the prediction. The blue color is the actual measured using microscope. You can see that it's almost there. Now, when you talk about regression, machine learning, you never have perfect. If you have R square of 1.00, there is something wrong with the data. So this is almost perfect. From this project, we have generated mathematical equations that give a good prediction model. Okay, so this is with regards to the algae density monitoring project. Now, the next project I'd like to highlight about biometric. Everybody here is trying to look for an avenue or an opportunity to do breakout science. You want to be excellent in science. Consider this field called biometric. Why is it important? My mom came back from China, and she was shocked. Why was she shocked? Because she paid for her groceries using the palm of her hand. Okay, she just registered, and she forgot to bring some of the cards or the things. So there was a machine, a camera, where she can just pay using the palm of the hand. So what is this technology called? It's called biometric. Identify a person using whatever body parts, whether it's the ear, whether it's the face, whether it's the body, whether it's the way you walk, whether it's the way you type. So our dean, Dr. Mary, could be typing, you know, and just by listening to the way she typed, we know that the person that's typing is Dr. Mary. So that is what we call biometric, different biometric. The saliva, when you just use your tongue to touch probably the saliva pad, you can able to tell, well, this person is so and so. This is Wong, this is Lee, this is Siva, and etc. So this is what we call biometric. Integral part of financial technology, fintech. Okay, so you have EEG, something that we stopped doing because there is no progress in EEG. We do bioimpedance, we do vein scanning. If you have a UV camera, you can scan, you can get the patterns of your vein. Fingerprint, of course, but fingerprint is not perfect. It's hackable, all right? Palm scan, all right? Next slide. Now, we wanted to develop a biometric system that is confirmatory. What do we mean by confirmatory? It means to say that you use a fingerprint and you can confirm it by analyzing the skin. Everybody's skin is very unique. The skin has a unique texture. The skin has a unique color. Nobody is similar. But the problem is this. When your blood actually flows in your skin, the reading become inconsistent using spectral IC. So we need to find out a solution, and we wanted to develop something that able to use in line with fingerprint scanning and also analyze the skin to identify a person. So next slide. So, of course, when we talk about biometric, the number one important metrics is what we call accuracy. But the problem is now we are facing is that these values, they are having very high variance. So one of the solutions we talk about is feature reweighting. All right, we add a vector to reweight the features, to eliminate the features that are noisy, to amplify the features that help us to identify between a person A and B. All right. So our strategy was actually to introduce a weight we call X onto the existing channels of spectral values. Next. Now, this is the novelty of our solution. We wanted to create accuracy. So this is it. We wanted the metrics to be based on accuracy. Everybody wants to be accurate, all right? So you have a biometric device. How accurate is your biometric device? 98, 99%, all right? And we also wanted a model that is as simple as possible. We read about this term called Occam's razor. Occam's razor means if you have two machine learning models of different complexity, choose the model that is smaller, not bigger. All right? So that is very important when your next future publication, choose the model that is smaller. So what do we mean by smaller is that using less features. If possible, use only 20 or 30% of the features. So we wanted to reduce the size of the features. That is what we mean by Occam's razor. And the third objective, other than the accuracy, is that we are actually using a KNN model. If you know about machine learning, you've done some work, we wanted to use KNN. This is the best method for biometric. You can see the picture is my left and right hand finger, this region. So you can see, you can tell the difference by the left and the right finger. So imagine if you can tell the difference of a person's left and right hand, left and right finger, you can tell the identity of the person. So we have accuracy as the main metrics, and you have the sub-objective. We wanted to apply multiple objective optimization to this project. That's the novelty. Next slide. We've talked about reducing the features. So when we talk about reducing, we normally use what we call norms. We use zero norm, we use first norm, and we use the second norm, all right? So each norm has the advantage. As the number of the norm reduces, you will have more and more discrete selection. Okay? So these are not discrete, but if you move towards zero, the algorithm will select either one of the features. These are what we call norms. So the constraint increases discrete selection. You can read about this norm. Normally very important to be incorporated together with your machine learning model. Okay, next. So we have three objectives. We put this as the first objective, the most important objective. The second is we had threshold. And the third, we wanted to reduce the model as much as possible, but not at the expense of accuracy. So the first objective, second objective, third objective, we use a stochastic optimization method called differential evolution. So by applying the mathematics, we use this formula which we created. This is what we call a multi-objective rank. We can actually rank which of the objective we want to achieve first, all right? So this is a rank multi-objective. So in conclusion, just by changing the weights, we managed to achieve from 98% to 100%. But it's only using the data of 5%. So at the moment, one of my students is still trying to get more and more data. Now, this project, detection of a person's identity, is not perfect. We haven't used people from other regions like India, from East Asia, from the Caucasians. We are just using people that are locally. But the approach that we have shows that at least we can improve from 98 to 100%. And that is amazing. In biometrics, 1 or 2% is a lot, all right? So next slide. Okay, we've solved the problem. How do we do a reweighting to increase the accuracy? By suppressing some of the features. Now, this is the final slide. I just like to highlight some of the work that we're actually doing. When you have blood flowing through the spectral sensors, you will have readings that fluctuate a lot. So what we do is, we wanted to create an algorithm that will be able to eliminate this effect. And how we do it is basically by creating scalar functions. This is something very novel that we are doing. I think we are one of the pioneers in this region. So if anybody wants to work with this project, you can actually contact me, okay? So the objective is basically to use a scalar function and to figure out an F1 to Fm component functions that will be able to eliminate this effect of blood flow by using genetic programming. Okay, next slide, last one. In conclusion, wow. In conclusion, we have introduced to you bandpass optical ICs, present a miniaturized but low cost, low resolution, low cost, as compared to the lab version of spectral device that you see in the lab. So miniaturization is a very important word in sensors. You can miniaturize big machines into small machines. That is gain and technology. The second thing, there exists plenty of opportunity in signal processing and material identification. So in your next research paper, in your next research project, think about signal processing. Don't think about complex model, but using the existing mathematical approach to optimize. Processing doesn't always need to be overly complex. as it leads to contradiction of Occam's razor principle. Remember this word? A small model and a big model, a neural network with 1,000 neurons and a neural network with 10 neurons. You should choose the smaller one, all right? So this is what we call Occam's razor. If you've forgotten everything that I mentioned, remember these keywords. This presents opportunity for exploration. Can we optimize the performance with high transparency, minimal processing? So minimal model, if can, be transparent. If you can't, as small as possible. Consider portability of the model on each device. Focus on miniaturization. That is one area that you can have breakthrough in this place. Why? Because this is a worthy gap. All right? So I think that's all for my presentation. I hope it's not too long. I'm open to any questions that you have on the floor. Okay, maybe one or two questions. Anybody have any questions that you'd like to ask? In that case, it's fine. If you have any questions, you can find some of your academic lecturers. They will connect you to me. And I wish you all thank you. And really thank you for listening to whatever that I'm presenting.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable insights on advanced sensing solutions with low-cost spectral sensors.
As we bring this session to a close, we would like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude. With immense delight, I request Dr. R. Sendilkumar sir, Professor, Department of Computer Science with Cognitive Systems, to deliver the vote of thanks.
So good morning to all present here. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. I'd like to express a sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. Wong Wee Kit from Curtin University, Malaysia, for delivering such an insightful keynote address on the topic, Advanced Sensing Solutions with Low-Cost Spectral Sensors. Your deep knowledge and innovative ideas have provided us with a fresh perspective on the potential of spectral sensing technology in advancing various fields. Your presentations not only illuminated the technical innovations of low-cost spectral sensors, but also the practical applications in solving the real-world challenges. We are inspired by the vision of dedications you have showcased in the deriving forward these advanced sensing solutions. Your expertise and the passion for the subject have been truly inspiring, and we appreciate the time you took to share your knowledge with us. Thank you, sir. So next, I extend my gratitude to all the attendees for their attentive participation. Once again, thank you, Professor Dr. Wong Wee Kit, for the gracing with us, your presence, and sharing your invaluable expertise. We look forward to more opportunities to engage with you in the future. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Kindly note that the paper presentations will take place in different venues at 11:20 a.m. Paper presenters from N.G.P are requested to head towards C1 Block Seminar Hall 1. Research scholars and staff presenters are requested to move to C1 Block Seminar Hall 3. External participants are requested to move to A1 Block AV Hall. I repeat, paper presenters from N.G.P are requested to head towards C1 Block Seminar Hall 1. Research scholars and staff presenters are requested to move to C1 Block Seminar Hall 3. External participants are requested to move to A1 Block AV Hall. Participants are requested to proceed to their respective seminar halls for their presentations on time by 11:20 a.m. Refreshments are now available and we encourage everyone to enjoy them. The next keynote address will commence at 11:20 a.m. For any further inquiries or assistance, please address